Hello, my sweet friend. I am Cristina Arevalo, cake business, productivity coach, and podcaster. I help cake makers like you manage your business productively and with ease, taking control of your time and workflow to avoid stress and burnt out. I offer personalized strategies and supportive community to help you stay organized, productive, and in charge of your success. Your cake business should bring you joy, not stress. I'm here to help you build an efficient, successful, and sustainable business without feeling overwhelmed and burned out. With the right planning, strategies, and mindset, you can reach your goals, stay organized, and enjoy the journey. Let's make your cake business work for you, not the other way around. Hi there. If you like this podcast and enjoy this episode, there's only one thing I ask from you. Please follow this podcast, download this episode, and leave me a started review in any of your favorite podcast platforms where you're listening to this show now. This way, the algorithm will show the podcast to more cake artists who will benefit from, and you'll be helping me grow this show. And don't forget to share it on social media and tag me, and I'll gladly follow you back. I would love to hear what you have to say. Leave me a comment on Spotify or answer any of the questions and polls on the episode. Let me invite you to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok as the Art Cake Coach, or follow the links on the show notes to find out more ways to stay connected. Visit www.theartcakecoach.com for more. Well, hello, my sweet friends, and welcome to another episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. This is the second episode on goal setting from this series of the beginning of January related to the goal setting challenge that I am holding right now on the Art Cake Coach community on Facebook. This challenge is called Sweet Success 2026, and yesterday was our second class. And I want to share with you today this second class on the podcast. If you haven't listened to the first class that was released yesterday, this is the episode right before this one. So go check it out because this is a build up to the last class tomorrow where you are going to start creating a plan for 2026. So don't go anywhere because this second class on goal setting, Sweet Success 2026, is about to start. So, my friends, from yesterday's class, again, if you haven't listened to that one, please go back and listen to it. Is the episode right before this one? And remember to have with you some pen and paper so you can take some notes because there's a lot of takeaways from yesterday and from today's class. So today, let me just recap for a second what we did yesterday. Yesterday, we talked about how to turn your wishes into goals, some key takeaways to achieve those goals, okay, to make them come true. And we talked about gratitude and mindset. One of the things that I loved about yesterday was actually the takeaways that had to do with little tips on really what is going to set you in the path to achieve your goals. And that will be keep it simple, keep it as simple as possible, be consistent, create habits that will move you forward to the result, the outcome that you want. If you overcomplicate, if you make it once in a blue moon, it's actually not going to happen. So if you're consistent, and actually the way to be consistent is to create little habits that you repeat um, daily if possible. Keep it as simple as possible so you are actually doing the work. If you are overwhelmed by the task in front of you, just break it into small steps because it's so much easier to focus on the step in front of you instead of the big picture. And make sure you measure your progress. If you don't know how you're moving forward, if you don't have a way to measure it, if you don't know if it's working, it's going to be quite a waste of time. So make sure you keep track of the progress of your goal. Now, what is today about? Today, it's very simple. It's about reviewing what worked and what didn't work last year and actually getting to understand why we fail, why our goals don't come to reality, why the things that we set up to do don't happen. Of course, there's external factors, but there's a lot to do with ourselves, and those little things we can control. So let's just start by about reviewing last year. You have your pen and paper, and I want you to write down from last year. If you could, let me just rephrase this question. If you could describe last year for you in a sentence, a word, what would that be? The first thing that comes to your mind, right? For some people, might have been a hard year. For some people, might have been an enlightening year. For some people, might have been just a regular another year with the work stuff, family, the same old, same old. Maybe for some people was a successful year. So, what was last year for you? In a word or in a sentence, what was it? I have to say that if I have to pick a theme from for last year, for me, it would be a learning curve. It was quite a learning curve. I shared with you in the previous episode all the expectations that I had, and I realized that they were just expectations, and they were not. I mean, life kept happening, things didn't change, and but what I took away from last year was a lot of learning, and in somehow um, those learning curves made me realize how sure I was of some decisions and some things that I really wanted to take, and I was keep giving excuses about it. You will heard about this whole thing at some point here on the podcast, but not now because it's still in an ongoing process. But once it's done, I will share it with you. Anyway, pick your theme, pick your topic, pick your word or your sentence about last year. What what takeaway can you take from last year, good or bad, either one? Okay. Now, once that you have that figured out, I want you to think of this. What will you do in the same way of last year? What will be one thing that you will keep doing that actually worked for you? For me, it has to be consistency. I realize one of the learning curves of last year was keep things as simple as possible and focus on the step in front of you and just keep it simple without losing the focus, but keeping it simple. And I will take that with me this year, definitely, because that worked. But there's the other side of the coin. What will you do differently from last year? What will be that thing that you say, that didn't work for me? That absolutely didn't work. Um, for me, honestly, I have to say, besides the expectations, I will probably won't set that many expectations as I had last year because that didn't work. Especially expectations on others, expectations on how the how the world turns, if we could say it so. But of course, I'm talking about our cake businesses and our cake communities. So yeah, removing expectations, um, removing even people and things that no longer serve me and my cake business. So that will be something I would do differently. That brings me to my next question. What will you let go? When we start in January, even though I do not believe that much in the new year as being in January, for me it makes more sense in September because it's my birthday and you know, we just finished the summer holidays and we're starting over. So for me, that will be like, for me personally, that's the beginning of a cycle. Maybe spring will make more sense than in the middle of winter. But anyway, for us in the northern hemisphere. But if we say that January 1st is it's a new beginning, it's let's start over, it's let's recap and set ourselves in a new path and set new goals, what will be the thing that you would let go from last year? That you're like, nah, I don't want it anymore. Is it your imposter syndrome? Is it your stress? Is it your lack of, I don't know, structure and commit and organization towards your business? What is it? And what will you keep? What will you keep with you this year? What will be that thing they say, I'm bringing this with me because I learn it, I own it, and this makes me feel secure and sure of my next steps. And for me, I have to be honest, it has to be that feeling of accomplishment, that feeling of, I learned, I got to this conclusion, I accomplished as much as I had, and that makes me sure of taking the next steps. So that I will bring with me. So let me recap for you. You're going to write down, first of all, if you could give a name, a theme, a sentence to last year, what that sentence would be. What will you do the same as last year, and what will you do differently? What will you let go and not bring to 2026? And what will you keep doing because it actually worked for you on 2025 and you want to bring it with you to this year? With this, we're going to find out what actually worked, what didn't work, and what I want you to do is what worked, apply it to the next steps that you wrote about yesterday. When we set our goals, when we talked about the how to prioritize those goals, we wrote a next step. So the next day we will start working towards that goal. So I want you to add that thing that worked for you to that next step. Let me give you an example. In my case, of course, I've been telling you that one of the takeaways and the things that I'm bringing with me is how sure I am of what I'm doing and the decisions that I have taken. So, how am I going to pair that with my goals this year? That sense of security is going to be added to my next step. My next step, it's right in front of me actually, and you will hear the full story at some point. It's about taking a decision, and I'm going to bring that courage and I'm going to bring that security into taking that decision. So when I start doubting myself and overthinking, as I usually do, I will hold on to that feeling. So I'm going to add that to my next step. That way, I will be more sure and more inclined towards actually doing the work and achieving that goal. So, my sweet friends, take your time, pause me right now. I'm going to go for a little break. And when I come back, I'm going to tell you why we fail, why we set these amazing goals and we do all this work, and suddenly things never happen. And we still keep living in this eternal loop that nothing changes. So, don't go anywhere because when we come back, we're going to learn why we fail. The Art Cake Coach podcast welcomes the Sweet Chalet Shop as one of our sponsors. Located in Stamford, Florida, the Sweet Chalet Shop inspires creativity, talent, and passion for sugar art. The stores offer a space to learn, bake, and create sugar masterpieces. Since opening in 2015, it has brought the best products, techniques, and teachers to the community, offering classes and mentorship for all skill levels. It focuses on innovating, offering a wide range of edible products from colors to cake mixes, all allergen free and kosher. It is recognized as one of the best retail stores in the USA, and their commitment is to supporting and nurturing creativity. Visit the Sweet Chalet Shop, say hello to Marissa from me, and join the sweet journey. And if you visit online, don't forget to use the exclusive discount code Cake Coach 25. That is Cake Coach 25, created just for the listeners of this podcast, and have 20% off total discount of your purchase at the checkout. Thank you so much, Marissa, and thank you to the Sweet Chalet Shop for sponsoring the Art Cake Coach podcast. Hello, my friends. I am back, and this part is crucial. This part that I'm going to share with you was an eye opening when I learned about it because it was like, that's why we keep sabotaging ourselves, and that's why we fail. And you can apply this to any goal, any endeavor in your life. But of course, we're going to be talking about our cake businesses. So, why do we fail? I'm going to narrow that down in three categories. Number one, negative thinking. Okay. Negative thinking, it's a recipe for failure. And I'm going to explain why in a second. Fatigue, we're simply tired. There is a point that we are just too tired, spreading ourselves to things, and we just want to give up. And the third one will be the negative environment, the negativity around you, not the negativity within you, but the negativity around you. So let's go with the first one, that is negative thinking. That will be the negativity within, right? What happens when you're focused on negativity is that you're always focused in the worst case scenario. Oh my God. I'm talking to you guys, and it's like I'm talking to I needed to hear this today. You focus on the worst case scenario. Oh, it's not, it's not gonna go well, it's not gonna happen, it's gonna be a disaster. Why did I say yes to this I don't know, project, wedding cake, whatever it is that you're doing? Why did I raise my prices? I keep doing the example in the group. We have um, we have been working, sorry, with the example of pricing, because it's one of the number one struggles in the K community. Not pricing for profit and undercharging and not making money. And of course, we attach that to the third point, negative environment, and we blame it on others. But there's a lot to do with us inside. But anyway, let's see. I want to raise my prices this year. I want to make more money. That's my goal. And but I'm stuck in a negative loop, and I think I focus on the worst case scenario. If I raise my prices, my clients are going to go away. My clients are not going to buy the cakes. My clients are going to hate me, and I'm going to be, left without any clients, any customers, and my business is going to collapse, and it's over. Worst case scenario. There are ways to change that, and I'm going to give it to you in a second. One other thing works with negativity. You attach yourself to the problem. Everything is my fault, and that becomes my identity. This negative thinking, this worst case scenario, it's all my fault because I am not good enough. I don't have the expertise. I don't know what I'm doing. I am not a good cake decorator. There are others better than me, not me. So you attach the problem to yourself. You become the problem. The problem is actually you. So you're going to carry that to anything that you do in your cake business and in your life. Actually, you attach yourself to the problem, to the worst case scenario, and that becomes an identity. And last, you have probably heard about the fight or flight response. Is a default in human nature, and what happens is when you're facing with a fear problem, an animal that is going to attack you, whatever, a problem that is right in front of you, you either face it or you run away from it. It's the natural response. But there's a third one that a lot of people who knows about this have been talking about, which is you freeze. Some people connect this with other issues or other ways of responding that are not either one or the other, fight or flight, but it could be one of the responses to fear, to just stop. You procrastinate. So if in front of you you have an endeavor that for you in your head is the worst case scenario, and you are the problem, it's you. It always happens to you. Everybody has a good life but me. I've heard this so many times with so many people that I've worked with. What do? You stop. You freeze. You procrastinate. You don't do the work, because what's the point? In your head, you're already defeated. Then you blame yourself, you blame others, and you punish yourself. You punish the situation by just, see, I knew it wasn't going to work. So, yeah, it's always the same old with me. Things never happen. I'm not good enough. Everybody's lucky but me. Everybody's better than me. All of that. All of this negative loop, there's the beauty of this. Once you identify this, and I'm sure because I have been in all those three cases at some point in my life. I have to say that even though I am a very positive person, in the face of fear, I will go immediately to the worst case scenario. I overthink too much. You know that I've been sharing that here on the podcast, something I've been working on personally. But you know what is the beauty of this? Is that you can actually, that's one of the things that you can control. This is one of the aspects that you actually have some input in because it is within, it's in you. It's not something external. It's not something because life happens. We had COVID 5 years ago and pandemic, and life happened, and we had to close doors to our businesses. That was outside of our jurisdiction. We couldn't do anything about that. But negative thinking, procrastinating, um, blaming yourself, attach yourself to the problem, that's all on you. That means that you are empowered to change it. So I found this beautiful because you know me, I like things organized and in control. And if I find something that I can control myself, perfect. I don't have to depend on anybody else. I can control it just by myself. You have to do the work though. How do you do the work? How do you change that? Instead of focusing on the worst case scenario, focus on the big picture. When things, when you start getting tunnel vision, like, oh my God, everything is going to be the worst. What is the outcome? Just silence your head. What is the outcome? Oh, I want that outcome. What is the best thing that could happen with that outcome? Forget about the negative. It's like, don't focus on what is the worst thing that can happen. What is the best thing that can happen? I mean, I'm already not doing it. I'm already in the negative side. So, where else could I go but into the positive side? Things could actually work. If I raise my prices, okay, what is the worst case scenario? If I raise my prices, my clients will go away and I won't have clients and I won't make money. Are you making money right now? No, you're actually bleeding out money because you're not pricing correctly. So it could be better. It could actually be better if you start raising your prices. Do it with a strategy, do it with knowledge so you will feel sure about it. But think about the big picture. What could happen if you actually make more money? Isn't it great? So we change the negative picture into see the big picture and focus what could happen if it actually works. When you attach yourself to the problem, do this exercise. It's not you. Just repeat it. Even though it doesn't make sense at the beginning, just repeat it. It's not me. It's not me. Is not my fault. If you want to go a little bit further, because I used to do this a lot in my life, especially, when you have these moments when you start remembering things that you did like 20 years ago and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, I have those so many times. Less now, but I used to have those so many times. You know what I did? I forgive myself. I forgive myself for doing something wrong at 20 years ago because I didn't know. I didn't know better. I didn't have the knowledge that I have now. I was younger. I was, I don't know, I was focusing in something else. I forgive myself. So remove yourself from the problem. If you think it's you, you're not meant to raise your prices. You're not meant to have more money. No, it's a situation. It's not you. The situation right now is you're not making more money. But that could change because it's a situation, it's not you. So I forgive myself for thinking that and I remove myself from the problem because the problem are just numbers. It's not me. Problems is numbers. That's all. Okay? So remove yourself is not you. And if you procrastinate, if you stop, if you blame yourself and blame others, even punish yourself by just giving up, because that could be a punishment, just create, like I've been saying since yesterday, create little habits, little things, and focus on the next thing in front of you. Okay? Don't focus on, I have to do all these things. No, right now, I'm recording the episode, I'm talking to the microphone, and I'm going to finish this. I'm not going to get overwhelmed by everything else I have to do today. I'm not going to procrastinate about anything else. This is what I'm doing. Just when you when you catch yourself thinking about, oh, this is too much. I can't just think about pricing, and I can't just sit down, and I can't just, I'm going to lose my clients. This is going to be too much. Shh. Quiet your mind. Go for a walk. Grab a cup of coffee or a tea, whatever suits you. Sit down and, okay, what is the next step in front of me that I need to focus on? I need to see how much money I am spending. Okay, that's the only thing I'm going to do right now. I'm going to see how much money I'm spending in materials and ingredients. I'm just going to do the math. That's all. I'm not going to think anything about that. Just do the math and come down. That's all you're going to do. Okay, so this is about negative thinking. Remember, the beauty of this is within you, so the change is within you as well. Now, let's talk about the next one, which is something that I think it should be like a medal, like a pin for all cake artists, cake decorators, and bakers in the world that says, I am tired. The next one is fatigue. Yes, we're always tired. I know. Been there, done that. We're always tired because there's so much to do. If you have a business, like an open storefront business, I mean, there's the stress of the business by itself, right? All of the things that are involved in having an open business for to the public, right? And then you want to be creative, you want to do cakes, you want to be happy, you want to enjoy your life, you want to make money, you want to be with your family, you want all that. Yes, we know it's a lot and it's tiring. And if you're working from home, if you say, no, I'm not in the, it's not me, I'm not going to open a business. I'm just open a business, not because it's still business, but, storefront or bakery. And I'm just going to work from home, bake a few cakes. Yes, but you're working from home. You're taking care of the family, the kids, the meals, the dog, whatever it is, the house, the cleaning, the business, the social media, the accountant. I mean, you name it. It's too much. So in this business, the default is that we're always spreading ourselves to a thing. So it's common that one of the things why we give up is because we're just tired. That's it. What happens when fatigue is the factor that is actually making you stop and not achieving uh, whatever you're set up to do, or moving forward in your business, or even setting your goals and achieving those goals? First of all, and I love this one, you're going to say, yeah, Christine, I know you love it, but it's true. Organize your time management, my friends. That's what I mean, I'm going to be like a broken record in this podcast. Time management is key. Okay. If you're tired, if you don't know where time goes, and you're spreading yourself to a thing, you don't know where to start, where to end, you don't know anything, um, you need time management. That's all. That's all you need, time management. And I'm here to help you with that. You know that I have so many resources. Go to my website. There's a free time management class group on Facebook. I have templates, thousands of episodes, not thousands, but many episodes on the podcast. The subscription channel has a whole 4 series class on time management. And if not of that is enough, if you think, no, I need help, I need special help, just call me, send me an email, book a discovery call, and we'll sit down and we'll see how I can help you. I'm the time management wizard, I can say. I mean, I got a new title this year, time management wizard, or witch, whatever. Fairy, I like fairies. Yeah, time management fairies, because I mean, yeah, that's my thing. That's my thing. So yes, you need to organize your time. Important. When you organize your time, create space for nothing. Ta-da! Yes. This is one of like the biggest takeaways that I'm going to give you today. When you organize your time, when you block your time, when you're doing your calendars and all this stuff, make time for nothing. Book sitting down to read, book sitting down to have, make time. Don't pack your schedule with too many things to do. And if that's the default, if that is your day to day, too many things to do, you need help, because we need to start uh, delegating. We need to start organizing things differently, because there's no way you're doing 26 hours of work on a 20-hour day. It's impossible. Okay. And that's going to cause you stress and all of that. So remember to book time for nothing, especially because when you have unbooked time, if something goes wrong, if something happens, if something takes longer than expected, you're going to have room to maneuver. And that is going to prevent you to stress and to get tired. Prioritize. A lot of episodes here on prioritization, and I talk about a lot about prioritizing. Super important. Prioritize your task. um, I mean, we could do more episodes about that, but if you want to know more about this, please go to the episodes on the podcast that have to do with prioritizing, because it's key. And ask for help. You cannot do everything on your own. Yes. I mean, we could. We think that I mean, I don't know how to start this one. Maybe I shouldn't get down that road. But anyway, we're taught that we have to be women, that we have to do everything by ourselves, that we don't need any help, that, the more you do, the more successful you are. That's one thing I learned last year. I actually have to disagree with that one. Even though I used to preach this, yes, you can do everything. Yes, you can do everything, but at what cost? Are you willing to pay that cost? If you're willing to pay that cost, fine, just do it. But last year I realized that maybe I'm not that willing to pay that cost. And there are things that I just don't want to do anymore, and things that I need help with, and things that is not my cup of tea. So I actually need to delegate and ask for help. And it's good. It's great. I have to say, it's great. Just ask for help, because it's worth it. It's worth it. So, if you're tired, let me recap. Organize your time, create a space for nothing, prioritize, and ask for help. Now, let's go to the third one, which is the negative environment. Now, the previous two, like I said, you can control, because it's within you. You can control how you feel and how you evolve from those feelings. The third one, yes, you can control it, but it's going to take you a little bit more of work, because it's external, right? What happens with negative environment is your surrounding, physically and emotionally. Okay, the people you surround yourself with, your friends, your family, sometimes your clients, other cake friends, communities, groups, cake clubs, I don't know, whatever it is that you are part of. All of these aspects, all of these things that I mentioned represent the bubble around you. And it's more than determined by studies, by practices, by psychologists, by sociologists, that the environment that surrounds you also determine the results of your endeavors. If you're surrounded by negativity, negative people, negative environments, by, I don't know, a messy place to work, negative people around you, lack of strategy and organization, that's going to affect your work. That is going to affect the result of whatever you're doing, your endeavors. So protect your environment, protect the things that surround you. How do you do that? Um, I know sometimes even our family or the closest people to us, I have been very lucky with that. I have the most supportive family, direct family and extended family and friends that are always supporting everything that I do. But I know, because I have worked with my coaches and I have worked with people from around the world, that there are a lot of cake bakers, decorators, and cake artists out there, women that are trying to make a business with their cakes, and they're teared down by their own partners, their own kids, their own friends and family. It's sad, it's true. Of course, you're not going to divorce them, you're not going to just leave your family. But make sure that when you're working, when you are in your working space, it's your working space. and you can protect that. Close the door, put some music, clean the room, light some candles, something that will make you feel safe and secure and happy in the place that you're working. If the people around you, if your friends are the unsupportive one, don't talk to them about your business. Don't ask for opinions. Don't tell them what you're going to do. Just do it. Let the results speak for you. If your cake friends are constantly comparing each other, tearing you down because you're not as good as them, you haven't won as many medals as them, you haven't been in as many competitions as them, those are not the right friends for you, the right cake friends. If the group or the community or the club that you're part of with in the cake world is not supportive, is not understanding of everything that you do, but on the contrary, is creating competition, is creating um, comments, uh, issues, elitism between their members, that is not the group for you. That is not what you need. You need support. You need um, lifting up. And that's what I do. That's what all my communities are about support, about lifting up, about respect for anybody who's in this cake world. Either if you just started yesterday, if you're starting out, or if you're like the household name, there's space for everyone, there is support, there is positive for everyone. So protect your environment. Social media can be also one of the triggers of this. When you start looking at everybody's cakes and businesses and they look better than yours, and you start second guessing everything, just don't do it. Don't compare yourself to others, because everybody's different, everybody's journey is different. Don't do that. If you are stuck in comments, in if you have trolls on social media that are dragging you down, just block them, just move away from social media. Social media, it's a window that we need to promote our business, but it's you. I mean, it's yours. It's your social media. You are in control of that. You cannot be in social media. It's an option. You cannot show everything on social media. You have the option of not responding. You have even the option of blocking people from commenting. So it's you. If anything of the things that I mentioned about your environment is creating stress on you and on your cake business, is making you doubt what you're doing, is making you not sure of moving forward, remove yourself from that. Take time and think about, is it really about the external, or is it me who doesn't want to be here anymore? So surround yourself or remove yourself from negative environment. Learn to say no. This is about the people who does around us that don't understand that this is a business and that our time is valuable, and we are dedicating our time to a certain to our business, right? And but it's okay, you're just working from home, why don't you come with me to the shopping mall? But it's okay, you're already making 20 cupcakes, you can make 20 more for my kid for free because I'm your friend. No. Oh, this is a last minute customer that just called you because he remembered that today or tomorrow was his dad's birthday. Oh, come on. I've been your client for so long. You can do another cake? No. Okay. Learn to say no in a nice way, polite way, without too many explanation. I have an episode here also about how to say no. Because you're going to save yourself a lot of trouble and a lot of stress. So learn to say no. Work on yourself. I have to say, I said it yesterday on the class and I will repeat it today. Working on myself has been the best thing that I have done in the past. I mean, I started, I think, uh, maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago. That's when everything started for me. But working on myself, on knowing my flaws, knowing my virtues, knowing how to work with my virtues and how to change my flaws, putting myself out there, working on my self esteem, working on my limiting beliefs. That was a game changer for everything. This wouldn't be here. This podcast, me talking to you, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. My business, the decisions that I've been taking, the way that I work, nothing would have been what it is today if I hadn't worked on myself first. So work on yourself. Learn, but honestly, learn, because we all have flaws, but we all have virtues. Unless we face our flaws and said, yes, yes, I do this is not good for me, and this is not helping me move forward, and I need to change it. That's when things are going to change. And yes, you have virtues. You're smart, you are brave, and you say, yeah, I am this. Own it. I am this, and I'm going to use this to move forward in my business. So, my friend, because of course we're talking about our cake business, okay? We're talking about selling your cakes and having a cake business. But you can apply this to anything in your life, actually. But working on you, it's key to protect yourself from the environment outside. And of course, find help. Find help, join a positive community. You don't have to do it alone. You don't have to do it alone. If one thing I learned this year, that's a big takeaway. It doesn't have to do with the cakes, it has to do with my health. But when I stopped looking at the what ifs and I said, or the price, and I said, I'm going to invest because my priority is my health. I didn't look at the price. I didn't look at the time I was going to spend doing it. I didn't look at the pros and cons. No, it was just like, I'm going to do it. I invested it, never looked back. And I have to say, finally, things are starting to work health wise for me. And I learned while I was sitting there at the doctor's appointment, and I was thinking, this is what I've been trying to tell all my cake friends in the cake world. When you invest in yourself and you're not thinking, because it's not about how much you're going to spend. It's not about, oh, but I have to be in the class twice a week or once a week. Oh, I have to go to a live. Oh, I have to read an article. Oh, I have to do a template. Oh, then I have to plan social media. And then I have to. No, none of that matters if the outcome is clear and you see it and you say, yes, I know this is the thing that is going to bring me that outcome. So the rest is just little habits that you create to move forward to the result. That's it. That's it. You don't think about the money, you don't think about the price, you don't think about the time, you don't think about anything else. So, if I have to give you a big piece of advice this year for you guys, and in order to your goals to actually happen, find the help that you need. Don't do it alone. It's way better when you do it with somebody either guiding you or supporting you. Join a group. I have a couple of them, and they're quite fun. And they're very positive, and they're here just for you to feel comfortable and to feel that you're not alone in this cake world. You're not alone in your kitchen. There's a lot of people like you doing exactly the same. And of course, you know that I have all my coaching services for you guys. Tomorrow I will be talking about next steps with you and what I have to offer, so you don't have to do it alone. I'm not going to talk about this today. But remember that I'm here, and if you need any help, I am here to help you. That's what I'm here for. That's what I love to do. So, my sweet friends, this is it for today. I just share with you the main reasons why we fail and how we can change that. And my your homework for tomorrow is write down what worked and what didn't work for you last year, and how would you apply those things that work for you on the next steps of your goals. I'll see you tomorrow with the third and last class of goal setting this week. If you want to go and watch the live class, tonight is the third class, and rewatch the first and the second live class where I talk all of these things that I've been talking to you. The links are in the show notes. And remember, my friends, stay safe and stay creative. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Hey, cake friend, before you go, If you've been enjoying these episodes and you are ready to take your cake business to the next level, I would love to invite you to join the Art Cake Coach Podcast Club on Spotify. Inside, you'll get access to over 17 exclusive audio classes and time management, goal setting, money mindset, and more. Everything you need to feel organized, confident, and balanced in your cake journey. And you will get one more extra class each month. You can unlock it right here on Spotify. Just tap on the link in the description of this episode.